Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Card with me this morning, Julie Sutcliffe, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. I actually committed the going live crime there and had my microphone on mute. There's so many different things to get ready to do this stream, so I had the mic on mute. Anyway, let's see. I hope you can hear me. Wendy's on and Anne is on and Caroline's on. That's lovely. Please do a thumbs up if you can. That would be really appreciated. Yep, hopefully that is working. I do like to check over on YouTube because I don't watch myself on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard. So anyway, I know you'll tell me if there's a problem. You all shout out if there is. So that's good. I've had a few new followers again on Facebook in the last few days, and new names are commenting on things, which is lovely. I've had a couple of requests for catalogues, so I will get those out in the post to you this week if you've requested a catalogue. So thank you for that. If you are watching for the first time, please don't be shy. Please say hi. We are a very friendly bunch, and yeah, we like to have a little chit chat before we do the crafting. So few things to tell you. I hope you're enjoying the warmer weather. It's a little bit overcast here today, but it's still very warm. Great for getting the washing dry. I've never been as up to date with the washing basket. Oh, hi, Anne. Hi, Maria. So I am going to switch over. Hopefully that switched very quickly. The click of a few buttons, and there we go. Right, now before we start, I do want to do my advertising. So next week, next Tuesday, is the last day to book for the next round of Coffee and Card, and it's with the Full of Love stamp set. Oh, morning, Elaine. It's with the Full of Love stamp set, and I showed this on Thursday night's Paper Crafts and Piano. So if you haven't seen it in action, and I've had a lot of comments from people from Thursday night's Paper Crafts and Piano who've kindly left a comment on my YouTube saying they'd overlooked this stamp set in the catalogue and they were loving the samples. So this round will start on the 2nd of August for 5 weeks, back to 5 weeks from this one. And there's 5 options. You heard that right. There's 5 options. You can book here. Just popped it on the bottom of the screen. And why is there 5 options? Why do I have 5 options? Well, some of my customers already own a lot of the stamping blends, which are the pens that we use to colour in the gorgeous images. And so I've done an option just to get the stamp set and the card kits. And that's really good value. It's £27 plus postage if you need it posting. So that's just the stamp set. You will need a basic grey ink pad and blocks and a trimmer, but all the kits are sent to you. And then I have option B, where you get 1 set of blends if you've already got, we're using 4 colours and it is detailed on my website. And then it goes on option C is 2 sets of blends, option D 3 sets, and option E is the whole shebang, and you get 4 sets of blends. Now, if you want to swap colours out, that's fine. And if you do go for option D or E, which is the 3 sets of pens or the 4 sets, you get to choose a free celebration item. One of the £45 ones, I might add, not one of the £90 ones. Okay, so that's just a little bit of explanation as to why there are 5 options. I'm trying to cater for everybody. So that's one of the cards. This is the one I made. One of them I made on Thursday night's P&P. Not necessarily one we're going to be doing in the... I've done all the designs for the class. So this is another one we're going to be doing. So some lovely designs, lovely colours, lovely bit of colouring. Really nice, bright, summery colours. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've got all the samples made. Thank you to the 5 lovely ladies who've booked on already. Much appreciated. As I said, the closing date for that is next Tuesday. I need to get the order in 2 weeks before, so hopefully I can get all the items delivered and then out to you in time for the class starting on the 2nd of August. Okay, so here is today's card. We're being a bit fresh freesia today. That's the colour that we're using. Thanks, Christy. Oh, happy to have inspired you. So let me look in my bag and see what's in. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go through your kit with you. So you should have a card base, a white card base, standard size, cut and scored for you. And then you should have a aperture. So it's a piece of card, and I've already cut the circle out for you using the stylish shapes. Okay, so you should have that, and then you should have a piece of, it'll be a scrap, everybody's could be slightly different size. Just going to move my camera a bit because it looks funky. Everybody should have a slightly different size, maybe just be scraps, and you'll have loads because that's just to stamp the greeting. And then you've got 3 of these. I did 5 on my original card, but I didn't have enough budget to give you 5. So there's 3 little, these iridescent sparkles that I use like every week. I'm going to pop those there on my laptop, on the side of my laptop, so I know where they are. So yeah, we're going to make this lovely card. I'm going to highlight your comment, Kirsty. Christy. Why have I called you Kirsty? It's Christy, my friend in Australia. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know why I called you Kirsty. I called you Christy at the beginning, which it should be. Right, okay. So let's get making a card. Now you need your papers. I'm going to leave that there. Let me grab my papers. Now I've got mixed up as to which ones I've used for the class and which ones were included and so on. So basically I think that's the one that I'd cut into, which I started with this class. So I've grabbed that one, and then yeah, I'm going to use that one. Now we also need this one. Okie dokie. Right, so we need this piece. Now, we did use a little bit of this last week. We used the other side, didn't we? We used some of the pool party colour. Now, for this one, I've used a little bit of this here. Now, you should still have a lot of this left because we've only used one bit, but what you need to allow is a big long strip of the whole rainbow colour. And I'm just going to get the last card of the session just to measure it. Right. Okay. As long as you leave yourself a 9 centimetre full strip of the whole rainbow, you will be fine. Okay, you will be fine. Right, we've got that piece. I'm also using, this on this side, and on the other side it's got the flowers in like an ombre, and I don't think we've cut from this one yet, so I'm actually going to use 2 flowers from here. I'm going to use this one, or you could use that one, and I'm going to use this smaller one here. Now what you could do, you could reverse it, so you could use the freesia ones and then use a darker one from this piece. So the larger flower, I'm going to use one of these freesia ones, but you could use a darker one, so you could mix it. Oh, there's that one as well up there. I didn't spot that little one hiding up there, and I don't know if I've got one of those left, so I might use a dark one. I might mix it up. I'll mix it up a bit. Mix it up, yeah. We can do what we like. Okie doke. So there's lots of cutting out today. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my piece of paper, and I'm going to save that piece 9 centimetre strip. What I do is I'm going to measure my aperture. Be easy to measure this one, and it's about 8.5. Yeah, so it's 8.5. So if you cut 9, you know you're going to be okay. Now this measures at least 20, so I know I've got enough left. If I cut that piece that I need for the last card, I can put that to one side, but I can also now sort of cut this to 9 centimetres like that, and then like that. So that's going to be my little ombre behind the aperture, and an aperture is this sort of cut out bit. So that's going to hide behind there like that. Yeah. Okay. And I think that's all I need my trimmer for today. That was a bit easy, wasn't it? Oops, just knocked my water bottle over. Let me just have a little drink of coffee. Oops, I've just knocked my camera. Apologies. Oh, Christy, thank you. Okay, yes, please forgive me for saying your name wrong. I don't mind, I did say it right first time. Okay, so what we can do, what we can do is we can measure this fresh freesia bit is slightly smaller than the card itself. So we can just pop this on here and think, right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to glue that down. Now you can see I've just got it a little bit more to the right because I want to see more of the pool party. Okay, so I'm actually going to glue this on here now because I can. And I'm using the multi-purpose glue, and I did get asked a question. Well, it wasn't a question. I do get all sorts of comments on the YouTube channel and the Facebook sometimes. Some very kind, sometimes not so kind, unfortunately. But I did get a comment saying, why does nobody use tape anymore? Well, I do, because I've got it right here. Why does nobody use double-sided tape anymore? You know, it's not a crime to use the wet glue and not the tape, but I use the wet glue because it allows you time, if you don't get it quite right, to sort of wiggle it about a bit and move it into position. I do use my tape. I use it for taping ribbon down, taping twine down and things like that. Ribbon and twine never work with wet glue. It's just not a good combination. Okay, so we can actually even pop this down on our card because we don't need to tie anything round. We can pop that down with some dimensionals, which I have. Now, you do need to use quite a few to give it some sort of strength. Don't want it to buckle, so popping on all the 4 corners and then down here. And then I'm doing a couple there. I might even do these side bits, cut them off from the side, these half ones. Never let those go to waste. And we'll pop those there. So there's quite a few on there. Just heard the letterbox, which might not be a big deal to everyone, but we've had no post here since the 1st of July, and it was my birthday on the 3rd of July. I've not had any birthday cards in the post, and I feel like I've been really rude and not told anyone that I've got a card. But yeah, we've not had any posts since the 1st of July because our post lady is apparently on holiday. Right, so I've now popped that on there like that. Okay, so I can actually put that to one side and cut some flowers out. We'll have a nice bit of cutting out now. Now this little one up here, I think I've used, not really got another one on this sheet. So I'm actually going to, well, let me have a look. I might just use a bigger one, that's fine. Don't have to do it as I've done my previous one, just like you don't have to do yours like I did mine. You can do it however you want. I'm not one of those craft tutors who gets offended when people decide to do their own design. For me, if people do that, it means that they've got confidence to do it, and hopefully I've taught them well. So I'm now going to cut one of the larger ones out from here, and I'm going to also get some of the leaves. Lots of cutting out today. Remember, if you want to use your dies, you can use your dies. That's absolutely fine. So I'll show you what I've sort of detached. I always do this. I detach it from the big sheet first. I find it easier to manage and handle. So I've cut this out so far. Right, so yeah, I'm happy for people to go off pastel in. Usually people think of better ideas than I do. That's the frustration sometimes. I'm like, oh, why didn't I think to do that? Okie doke, that's one. They are really, really easy to cut out. I know I've got, let's have a shout out for Val, who's not here with us today, and we'll give her a shout out. So when she watches on catch up, we're missing you, Val, this week. There we go. Quite easy to cut out. The leaves are a little bit trickier. And for anyone who's new, who's watching, I don't cut right up to the leaf. I leave a tiny bit. I call it white space. I leave a tiny bit of white around the edges. Now I say this every time. You'd need to get, if people tell me I've already got some scissors, these scissors, honestly, they are brilliant. Our paper snips. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. All I will say is don't cut tape with them, don't cut sticky things with them. I've had to have the light on this morning. I've got a bit of shadow on the video today because I've had to put the big light on because it's quite dark outside. Wendy's saying hi, Val, just in case you can't see the chat replay when you watch it back. Thank you to everybody who watched my summer stamper stack on Saturday. I've had quite a lot of views actually. If you're in the UK and you like the cards but you haven't got the products from that class, then feel free to reach out to me and I would be happy to order them for you. And then you've got 6 designs that you're good to go with. There we go, all cut out. Okay, so I've got everything sort of cut there. And then we're actually going to do, it's now 20 minutes into the session and we haven't done any stamping yet. So let's rectify that and grab our basic grey ink pad and a block. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday Friend, because I think that's nice. So I've got friend. And where's my happy birthday? There it is. Now, I am going to cut these out. I'm not stamping them direct onto the project. I'm stamping them on some scrap and I'm then going to cut them out. So I can actually pop them both on the same block. I mean, don't put them too close together because they don't need to be, because, but you can put them down on your worktop and then just pick them up both on the same block. Oh, you've got COVID and positive. Oh, Elaine, honestly, it's just so rife again at the minute. Over 10% of people watching my coffee and card last Tuesday had COVID. I had 25 people watching and 3 people had COVID. So I've stamped Happy Birthday Friend. Now, it means I only have to ink it once and I'm cutting round it. So that's just a little tip for you. You know, if you did want to have it in a specific place and stamp it direct onto your project, you could put it both on the same block as well. But I'm going to cut round these. So again, I'm not going too close to the letters because they are quite fiddly. This is quite fiddly. In fact, let me just get rid of that piece. There we go. So I've just done the bottom. It could be quite easy to snip the dot of the eye off by accident, but just be mindful of it. There we go. Oh gosh. Sorry to hear that, Elaine. I hope he's doing all right. Just cutting the friend out. Well, not literally. The word friend. Not cutting my friend out. Yes, I love this font too, Wendy. It's very nice. Let's highlight that comment. So there we go. So what do we do with this then? Well, like always, I like to position things in place to see if I like it. Now I've got a little mark there. I gave myself the dud one where I must have rolled something. There must have been something on my plate when I've rolled it through. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little flower up there like that. Yeah. I'm going to do it opposite. Okay. So I'm going to have this one here. Because when I do these on the session, I like to do it a little bit different, you know, so I don't have some exactly the same. So that's going to go in there, and then friend, we can even pop the happy birthday a little bit higher up. Friend can actually sit there. And just play about with where you want everything. The F of the friend sits nicely. Let me show you on this one because it's stuck down. After the Y of the happy, and then the curly bit goes up, and then the D just fits in nice. So the F and the D fit in nice between the two Y's. Does that make sense? So I'm going to probably do mine a little bit like that. I've done it totally different. I've got the pool party at the other side. So as you can see, it's the same, but it's a little bit different. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take these out and very carefully stick these down. You don't just put tiny little dabs. Look, I don't know if you can see that, tiny little dabs of glue, and then slide it under there and then slide it back. And this is why I use the wet glue, because I wouldn't have been able to do that with tape. And then the friend is going to sit there like that. Okay, so this one here, I can just glue that on because it's not really hanging off much. I'm just going to glue it there and cover that little bit up. Right, now you just have to be a little bit more aware here of what you're gluing and what you're going to pop on foam pads. So this little leaf, I'm going to actually glue it flat down to the background like that, and that just covers a bit of that space, a bit of that gap. Now what I mean by this is, let me take those away and just give you an example. This aperture is raised up on foam pads, but this background bit isn't. So you've got two levels. Now this flower, half of it, or well, maybe a third of it is on the raised up bit, but the rest of it is not on the raised up bit. So we need to give it some height here. We don't want it like on a slant like that. We want it to, so we can put glue here, but we need foam pads here. Hope that makes sense to anybody who is new. Just means we're balancing it out. So if we put those foam pads there, it means that it's now the same height as the whole aperture. But we just need a little bit of glue here on the bottom. So we pop a bit of glue there. And we pop that there like that. So it's going to stick there, but then it's got the foam pads dimensionals behind it there. Yeah. Okay, and then we work out what we're going to do with these. Now this one, most of it's on the aperture, so I think we can get away with just gluing that one like that. And then this one, the same. There's only a tiny bit. We could even lower it a bit, so that's fine. So pop a bit of glue on there. Might actually even have that like that. Yeah, let's do that. Hi Sarah, thanks for joining, thanks for watching. There we go, so that's those glued on. So now we can add our little gems. Now I don't know how this is going to work with my, been practicing with my take your pick tool and I'm loving it, but these are cut down, so I don't know how it's going to work pulling them off here because they're already being cut really small. I just finished my coffee. It's absolutely just gone really, really hot here. I think I'm having a bit of a flush. When I say my take your pick tool, this is this. And it has a little putty end. And it sticks. There we go. So, but because I've got nothing, because I'm not pulling them off the big thing, I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, I'm best with my scissors because I've cut because it's not on the big sheet. I'll use my scissors. Right, I need to decide, because I'm only using 3 on this card, where to put these. So I've got 1 large one and 2 small. So I like to do them in a group. So when I say group, pair is 2. A group of 2. And then I will pop. Yes, I'll pop that one down there. There we go. And there is today's card. There are today's cards. So I'd love to see what you come up with. Oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you for your lovely comment. I think you've emailed me, haven't you, about getting a catalogue? I've sent you a reply. So I'm just waiting for some new catalogues. So I'll get... I didn't hear you, but great minds, Wendy. I've got the leaves pointing down. So maybe you'd sent that to me across the telepathic highway. Anyway, thanks for watching, Paula. Just for future reference, Paula, if you want to tune in and watch on a Tuesday, which is absolutely fine, anyone can watch. There's a lot more chat goes on over on YouTube. So I have a live chat set up on YouTube. So you may not see much chat, and you may wonder what is prompting me to say things, and it's usually comments on YouTube. So that's today's card. Okay, would you like to see next week's? Yes, Julie. Well, it's like my signature card, and here we go. This is what we're going to make next week for week 5. Little patchwork card. I would think so, Caroline. Yes, you might have to send us a large letter, but also because of the dimensionals. I tend to hand deliver a lot of my ones that have things on it. I send my flatter ones in the post. But yeah. So that's next week's project. And what time are we on? Oh, just after 11. So sorry about that. I got a phone call and it's totally erupted all my microphone and everything. But we were nearly finished. So phew, that's good. So I thought I'll flick back even onto here. So hopefully you can see me now. I'm absolutely sweating. It's just gone really, really hot here. So anyway, just a little reminder. Hopefully you can hear me now back on here. I don't know who that was phoning me, but don't they know I've got coffee and card on a Tuesday? Anyway, just a reminder, don't forget to book for the next round of coffee and card, and you can find it here on my website, and have 5 different options available. So so yeah, phew, I'm so glad I was near the end of the broadcast. Anyway, thank you for watching this morning. A special thanks to my new people and those who said hello, because it can be quite daunting to join in on the chat when you don't know people and things like that. So hope you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment or a like on YouTube, and I'll be back. Well, no, sorry, we'll be back on Thursday night on YouTube for Paper Crafts and Piano. That doesn't happen on Facebook. It's only on YouTube. And just to sort of pre-warn people, if they are coming over to watch Paper Crafts and Piano for the first time, it's I just share some cards that I'm making. I don't really do instructions. I don't really do too much chat, because it's something I do with my husband, and the music is as important as the crafting. So I just sort of show new products that's coming out, and we have a bit of a laugh and listen to some lovely piano music from Craig, and it does help people wind down on a Thursday night for the upcoming weekend. So anyway, I will see you on Thursday night, and thanks again for watching. See you then. Bye.